Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, October 20th, and I am here to discuss with you the completion, or the hopeful completion, or my ambition to complete all of my ongoing WIPs to sort of clear my plate going into November to truly focus on this pattern test I've been chosen for. So, I have been chosen for the Breton sweater pattern test by Grace's Handmaids, I think is the handle. And I've technically started it. I have 40 rows of slip stitch ribbing, so that's a lot of fun. And I've got over 80 more to go. But before I really dial in on that, I've got a bunch of other things that have kind of been sitting in the background stressing me out. So I wanted to sort of discuss the game plan and getting those off the plate. And I also wanted to give myself a reward, show off the WIP that I did end up finishing earlier this week, because this has been ongoing for probably since August. And it's this eyeball sweater I've been making for Halloween. So that was completed in time for the holiday. So that's exciting for me. Everybody cheer, clap for my ability to finish. But I still have 3 things ongoing that I want to try and sort of make significant progress in or complete by the end of next weekend. First thing on that list is this Heartstopper scarf. The pattern is by Katie Joy's Knits, and looking at it, you're like, oh, Kelsey, you made a lot of progress on this. You've got a good amount of things done. And what I would say in response is that I'm going to have to frog about 14 rows of this and about 4 rows of this, and go back, because I don't want to blame the pattern completely for everything I did wrong, because obviously that's not true. But the pattern is written for a left-handed person when you're working in the round, and that's okay. I accept the fact that left-handed people exist, but I had to sort of use the pictures to sort of gauge if I was doing things correctly, and that was really annoying. So I really wish that they had had a chart for these sections. I really think that would have benefited me to an extreme degree, but that's not correlating to what I did wrong up here. On the pattern, there was a British version using UK terms, and then there is an American term pattern, and I think because I was using the pictures to gauge things, I think I just didn't scroll down far enough to get to the US terms, and I accidentally did a bunch of treble crochets instead of double crochets. And now it's weirdly long and kind of meshy, and I don't think I like that. And I think because this is superwash, this scarf is gonna block out and kind of stretch a little bit. So I think, just to avoid the heartache later, I'm just gonna frog a lot of this and then just start over basically from scratch. Not basically from scratch. Just these top sections. That's what I have to start over, and that'll be fine. And I'm hoping to finish that by the end of the day today. I think that is obtainable, but I think it might be a little tiring because doing rows of double crochets just isn't the most fun thing. But nevertheless, she persisted. Then, this one is gonna sound like kind of a stretch, but I have this chunky, this is supposed to be the back piece of a sweater. It's a chunky yarn, and it's using a 15mm hook. This is Lion Brand Woolies Thick and Quick, I think, or something like it's one of those. You know what I'm talking about. And I made this back panel. It took me an hour probably to make this entire back panel. And then once I was done, I decided that actually I wanted to not use this back panel at all. I wanted to use other yarn to actually work the back and front in the round, and then just frog this and use the yarn to make the sleeves. And that way, like, the construction will probably fit better, and it would just be a new skill, because this yarn doesn't take a whole long to work with, and it's easy to frog, and it's easy to sort of maneuver. So I think it'll just overall be like a good experience to sort of get myself used to working in the round, because I haven't done it a whole lot. I've done it on one project, but I want to do it more often, because I think it'll let me try things on as I go, which I have issues with making things way too long or just kind of weirdly fitting on accident. So there's that. And then the third and final WIP I want to try and complete this week is one of the WIPs I've had ongoing for the longest amount of times. And that is this, I believe it's called the Sulta wrap. It is from the Tunisian Crochet Handbook. This is Tunisian crochet. It is a shawl. There's not much to say about it. This is a gift for my grandma for Christmas. So obviously, as we head into November, I'm going to want to get this done so that it can be mailed to my grandmother. I have about like 14, 15 rows more to go with this. So not too much, but I do think it'll take the longest out of all the WIPs, which sounds ridiculous because one of my WIPs is literally like a whole fucking sweater. But I do think this is just one of the more fiddly, tedious projects, so it does take quite a bit of time to work with, but I think it's turning out really pretty. I think once I steam block, it's going to really loosen up a little bit, and I think that's going to be really nice. So yeah, there's a lot of good WIPs here, but there's a lot of good WIPs here, but some of them are not ones that I'm particularly dying to work on, but they just need to be finished so I can never think about them again. And that's, that's the way I work a lot of the time, is that I just need to finish something so that it can be done and I can just have it be finished. Hello, it is like 3. Just got done with the F1 race, Circuit of the Americas. It was a disappointing race for me as a McLaren fan, in all honesty. I don't believe Lando's gonna win the Drivers' Championship, especially not after today. But I still have hope. And today was not a good day for those hopes. So, but I have 2 of these now, all in double crochet. I had to add extra rows to get sort of a length, and it's still not quite as long as it should be according to the pattern. But because this is a superwash merino, I assume that it's probably going to stretch while blocking, so I'm just going to hope, because I don't want to do it anymore. I don't care that much anymore. So now I've just got to weave in a bunch of ends and then sew it together, and then I want to do another round of single crochet around this edge, and then soak it in water, block it out, and then hopefully it is wearable after that point. But that's the update at this point. Yeah, I guess what I can say is that I'm glad that if it wasn't a McLaren one too, I'm glad that it was Ferrari. I like Ferrari, even if I am a McLaren fan. There's still, like, you can't hate Ferrari in F1. You can't hate Ferrari. You've got to kind of have you can't. So here it is before blocking. It is a little tight, so even if it just like loosens up a little bit on the blocking board, I think it'll be just fine. Like, I don't know if I mind it being a little tight. Like, I think that kind of suits it. But yeah, it's cute. I just wanted to show you my little Lego McLaren that I made. I'm taking it to work with me tomorrow to put on my desk. Just my little desk Oscar Piastri, I guess. But yeah, Had a mental breakdown, but I finished my scarf, so that's a plus. I wanted to show you real quick my first crochet garment. Obviously, it's this vest, way too big. If I gained another 200 pounds, I could probably still fit in this sweater. But I like it because it's very comfortable, and it's like wearing a weighted blanket at all times. And this is the same yarn I'm using for that sweater I mentioned. It's the Woolies Thick and Quick from Lion Brand. Obviously different colors. This one is sort of the orange, pink, and then this sort of like middle of the road, like blended color. But I really like this thing, even though it's my first, and there's like a lot of weird mistakes, like where there's just like a random end or something that like will not stay within its confines, but yeah. The vibes were like absolutely rancid today. I want to just throw that out there immediately. Disgusting vibes coming into today. And I'm not going to go into the specifics of all the vibes. Needless to say, the sooner October and the first week of November is done, the better. I'm tired of this bullshit. I'm tired of the constant anxiety. I'm over it. And I know in the last clip, I was building a McLaren Lego car. It's a vehicle. And then I talked about the fact that I am a McLaren fan. And, you know, I said that with my whole chest because Oscar Piastri is my favorite driver. Lando is also there. Oscar, he's my favorite. I have the belief, and you don't need to argue with me about whether this belief is delusional or reasonable, but I have the belief that someday Oscar Piastri, if put in the correct circumstances, could win a driver's championship. I think he's good enough. I think he has the right attitude. I think he keeps a calm head. And overall, I just like him. and that's half the battle. But every freaking race in America, I get terrorized by Zach Brown's fucking wacko political opinions. And it's like, I don't want to say, Zach Brown last year was very, very outspoken about the fact that drivers should not be talking about their political opinions, that they should just shut the fuck up and focus on racing. But then every other week, like in Miami, he had Donald Trump in the pit. And it's like, how is that not voicing your political opinion, Zach? How's that? Like, keeping it to the races. And then this week, I opened up Instagram, and I'm terrorized by Joe Rogan. I don't like Joe Rogan. I don't know if the everything about me telegraphed to you, but Zach Brown, stop bringing these weirdos into the pit. On God. So I saw all that this weekend, and I'm like, you know what? Actually, maybe I'm a Ferrari fan. maybe I actually like Ferrari more. Maybe when Lewis goes there next year, because Lewis is my second favorite driver, only because Max drives for Red Bull, and I hate Red Bull more than I hate Zach Brown's wacko political opinions. And Lewis is going to Ferrari next year, and I like Charles Leclerc. So, like, I have nothing against that team currently. And when you hear, like, the Italian announcers, whenever Charles, or sometimes Carlos, not this year, but sometimes Carlos, whenever they win a race, they say the most badass shit, and it, like, gives you chills. And it's like, you know what? Maybe I do want to be part of Ferrari, because, you know, Ferrari is, like, the F1 team. Hello, just wanted to give a quick check-in. This is what I did in about an hour and a half, just around. I will probably be able to join the underarms tomorrow. But I'm tired and I want to go to sleep, and this is good enough for me for now. I honestly, like, I'm kind of thinking with just the way that it's kind of going around the neck, it might be cute to do like a little turtleneck. But I will see over I will see. I'll probably need to buy more yarn, but you know, that's the benefit of, I guess, of just buying Lion Brand. Alright, so it's Tuesday evening. I just wanted to give you guys a quick, that was embarrassing, trying to, a quick progress update on how this is going. So, I've joined underneath the arms, on both sides, and then in the back, I don't know if you can see that very well, but I added short rows to the back because, I felt like it needed it. It's the first time I've ever done short rows, so that was a learning experience. I think it turned out all right. I think it helped a little bit with making the neckline a little bit better. Obviously, like, I'm gonna want to make it, add like a trim and maybe make it a little bit taller, but I think it helped a little. But that's gonna be it for me tonight. I am tired. And yeah, I have knit night tomorrow, so I don't think I'm gonna work on this. I think I'm gonna work on that shawl for my grandma in the evening. While I'm there, try and get some progress on this. And then on Thursday, I'll work on this a little bit more. Hopefully I'll be able to get the body done. I think now that it's just going around and around, it'll be simplified just a little bit, and that'll make it go a little bit quicker. And then once the body's done, sleeves, and we'll be done. I really think I'll have this done by Sunday. Like, I don't want to be too overconfident, but I really think it's fully possible that this is a fully complete sweater by Sunday. I'm filming this clip right now mostly to prove to you all that I do in fact wear clothes other than that red pajama shirt. This is not a good angle. What the fuck is happening here? Okay. Oh god. It's stuck on a button. Alright, so worked on this at knit night tonight. I meant to get a couple clips from that. Oh, what the fuck is that? Uh-oh. Spaghetti-o. Well, that I'm gonna have to fix. I don't know. There's a fly string there that I'm not positive. I'll try and figure out if that's something I can. Okay, I think I've got it kind of finagled. I think that was what was caught on the button. Okay. I made some progress on this. I think it actually looks like more than I thought it was, but I may have made a small mistake. So I don't know if you can tell that this blue line is thicker than the rest of them, but it is. And I did that. So when I was doing that second blue line, I freaked out and started frogging because I thought I was doing a third row of blue. And I wasn't doing a third row of blue. So then I had to do it again. And then I proceeded to do a third row of blue because I'm cursed like that. So basically the way the pattern works is that at the end of the pattern, you do this. I think I had like 2 more of these color exchange. So 2 more blue and gray stripes, then 2 more blue and gray stripes after that. Basically, this is like these 2 are grouped together, like the blue and gray. I had to do one of those and then another one of those. So I had 2 of those like color changing groupings to go. Before I got to the next section, which is where you do like a large block of gray, a smaller block of blue, and then like 1 single stripe of gray. So what I just decided is that I'm not gonna fucking go back and frog that 1 stripe after I've already done a stripe of gray. I'm just gonna keep going with 3, like I'm just gonna do 3 stripes of each color until I get the total rows, and then I'm gonna call it good. Hey y'all, so quick update. I know I said I would have this done by Sunday, but Thursday I have the body, so that's exciting. I'm not wearing a bra, so it looks like it fits me poorly, but in fact I just have enormous honkers. So tomorrow I guess I'll move on to the sleeves, which means I'm gonna have to frog the original back part that I made that I showed at the beginning of this video. And that'll probably, like, I think that'll make 1 sleeve, but I'm kind of thinking I might have to do like go buy at least like one other of this like darker brown color at the store. And then also I have no idea what I'm going to do for the trim at the bottom, if that, but yeah, I have a collar, I have most of the sweater made. Now it's just back, and I also woven in all my ends, so all the ends in this are finished, so besides this, obviously. Okay, well, I just dropped a Brutus off at the groomer, then filmed a really long clip talking about Brutus's entire backstory with me, and then I decided that clip was just gonna be too long to fit in this vlog that's probably already gonna be pretty long. So needless to say, Brutus has been dropped off at the groomers. I got Brutus as a stray. He had a lot of fear issues when I got him. It took a pretty long time to build up trust with him. And he's still, like, I did a DNA test on him. He is made up of dogs that are notorious for bonding with one person or one family unit, and not really giving a shit either way about a bunch of other people. Brutus is very much like that. He is my dog, and he knows that, and that's how it works. But one of his fear things that, like, I have not been able to work through with him at all has been his fear of, like, bath times. Like, it's not as bad as it used to be if I have to, like, spray him down with a hose or something, but he hates the bath. He doesn't like it. If you put him in the bath, you know, in like Scooby-Doo, where Scooby will start running so fast that like the carpet will start piling up underneath him and he doesn't move. That's what Brutus is like in the bathtub. He'll like just be sprinting full tilt in the bathtub and just like not moving if I'm holding him, and like the water is like, so it's ridiculous, and like it hurts him, it hurts me. Well, he didn't get hurt. He hurt me when I tried to do it. It literally took my partner at the time and I just standing in the bathtub in our underwear, just spraying him down with a hose just to get rid of like the little water that or the little soap I managed to get off of him. So since the moment I've got him, I have outsourced that job. I have taken him to the groomer like bi-monthly since I've gotten him, to get a bath, because he sheds too much and he gets oily sometimes, and just it's better that way. And like, he makes me feel like a monster every single time I drop him off. Like, he makes these tiny little whimpering noises that make me feel like such an asshole. But it's like, dude, you cannot live your entire life without ever getting a bath. And I can't do it. You've made that abundantly clear, so someone else is going to have to. So there's that. But today he really fucking played himself, because yesterday he was being an asshole all night. He started barking at me incessantly at 4 o'clock. I was working on my computer and he fucking kept trying to jump on top of the computer. And it's like, girl, this is property of my workplace. Stop immediately. So he started being that sort of asshole. And then, like, he didn't stop, like, being annoying for the rest of the evening. And it's like, sometimes Brutus can be annoying, and I still think it's funny, because I love him a lot. But yesterday, he was just being annoying, and he was just overstimulating me constantly. So then, he woke me up at midnight, which I wasn't actually mad at. He woke me up at midnight, because he literally, like, you can tell when a dog just like really has to go to the bathroom, and that's why they're waking you up. He was like sprinting full tilt towards the back door. Like, that dog looked like he was about to shit his pants. So I was like, you know what? I'd rather you wake me up and then shit your pants. But then he woke me up again this morning, and I know he is not a dog that wakes people up in the morning. He is not on that type of morning schedule. He normally just like is willing to go with the flow. This morning he was just being annoying because he heard my parents' dogs upstairs, and he decided he needed me to be awake. But he played himself because I completely forgot about this grooming appointment last night, so I didn't schedule an alarm to wake up. So Brutus woke me up in time to take him to the grooming appointment that he hates. So that rip to him. Now the grooming is next to a city market. City Market is the grocery store I used to go to when I was a really little kid because it was the only grocery store in town. I have not been to City Market since I left Pagosa Springs, Colorado. The grocery store. I'm going to the grocery store. I've been looking for those stupid, like, Halloween sugar cookies, like, everywhere. I cannot find them. And I want to bring them to our Halloween party tonight. But I can't fucking find them anywhere. So I'm going to the City Market as a last. I said it again. I have never done that before. I'm going to the grocery store to see if they have them. Well, that was yet another massive bust. Apparently Utah has a massive embargo against fucking cookies with a jack-o'-lantern in them. So I don't even know. Like, I can't find. Literally, like, if you go online to, like, see where they are, none of them are in stock in this fucking state. It's ridiculous. I don't understand. So I'm almost done with the cookie talk. But I went into Walmart to grab some freaking paper plates, and I go to double check if they have the cookies, and they don't. But they have ones that are fucking footballs instead. It's like, what is happening here? Why are there no ghosts? And it's not like I've just been looking this week. I've been looking all month for these fucking sugar cookies, and no one has them. What the fuck is happening in this state right now? I'm not gonna lie, guys. We have taken some major detours for someone who allegedly has to finish a sweater by 6 o'clock tonight while making a cake. But we are still persisting. Basically, the story goes that I went to the library, I printed out my pictures for this evening, drove home, parked, opened up my phone, looked at Instagram, saw the Instagram stories for one of my favorite local yarn stores. In that picture, they were showing that they had restocked their clearance shelf. On the clearance shelf, I could see that there was what appeaed to be Sammy cotton on the shelf. So then I immediately drove there, because Sammy cotton is what I made my Jolene sweater out of. I'll see if I can insert a picture of that. But I have some summer tops next summer that I was thinking I might make out of this. So I got this nice purple color. It probably isn't showing up well because the lighting in here is not very good right now. I think it was like $3 off. And it's 100% Peruvian cotton. I got 10 of these, which I wasn't sure was going to be enough. So then I got 3 of just these whites in case, like, I want to do, like, this as, like, a band or something, just to fill in some of the extra places. But I bought that, and it's going to go in a tub until next summer. Now, the game plan is, I am going to go take the basket with my crochet project upstairs. Then I'm going to start making my cake. Once the cake is finished, and in the oven, I will work on my sweater while the cake is in the oven. I'm kind of hoping it doesn't take as long today, just because today I will not be having to frog something as I go. And it'll just move a little bit quicker because I won't have to worry about that. But one never knows. So that's the game plan for the rest of the evening. Once I'm done with that cake, I'm going to take the sweater back downstairs, and I'm going to be watching What's New Scooby-Doo, because I've decided that I'm in the mood for some Scooby-Doo action, because you know what? It's fall, it's almost Halloween, and I don't particularly love horror movies, but I do love Scooby-Doo. I'm in hell. So I ran out of yarn. I went to Joann's to go buy more yarn. They said that they were in stock online. Of course, this fucking Joann's never has anything in stock ever because it's so understaffed and poorly managed that they can never actually put things on the shelf. So I grab one color. They didn't have the fall leaves color. I grab the spice color because they did have that, and I go up to the front, and it's literally, the line isn't even in the checkout area. It's like wrapping around the fucking store. So I saw that and was like, absolutely not. I'm already gonna have to go to another Joann's. So might as well go to the Joann's that's further away from my house but isn't run by morons. Sorry, that was impolite. I don't know anything about the people who run this store. Maybe they're nice and competent people, but I do not have evidence of that competence. So now I'm going to go an extra 30 minutes out of my way when I'm already running late on the arbitrary deadline I set for myself. So that's lovely. I will see you guys momentarily on the other side. Good news, everybody. I made it. We have made it to the finish line just in time. I have like 30 minutes until I'm supposed to be there, and I have to go around the house and gather all the things I need to bring. But here she is. I think she turned out really cute. I can't wait to show it off and be like, it only took me a week to make it. I ended up having to go to 3 stores to find the correct colors. Because of course the second Joann's I went to only had the fall leaves color and not the spice color. So when I said I didn't buy the spice color at that first Joann's, I really shot myself in the fucking foot. But here we are. On the other side, so it's all good. Hey, so I'm editing this video and I just realized that I didn't really give an explanation of what it is I'm actually doing and what that deadline for that sweater was. I had a little get together with my friends to watch Over the Garden Wall, and we were also doing a Hear Me Out cake. So the clip you're about to see is the Hear Me Out cake portion of it, but I just didn't ever fully explain that, so please enjoy.
All right, my name's Tom. First, hear me out.
Yeah, go.
First, hear me out. Swain from League of Legends.
Okay.
Okay.
Dork.
I can't fucking see. I can't comprehend what I'm
Eat
seeing.
shit and die.
Shapes.
The real Hear Me Out is that
it's like
from
his
the
hand. He's like.
I can see the hand. I'm having trouble making out the rest. I'm gonna look at that later.
It's old dude.
Okay.
I wanna fuck that old man.
Dude, honorable mention to Braum.
I'll give you my
Daddy Braum with
Daddy
the porks.
Braum.
Okay. My honorable mention is the one Maddie saw earlier, and it's Tigress from Kung Fu Panda.
Maybe.
Did I say honorable mention? I meant first one.
I'm Kirsten. I also picked Tigress. Okay.
What can you say? She's hot.
I'm Maddie, aka Mothman, and my first pick is Lord Dominator from Wander Over Yonder.
Let's go.
Nice.
She got bad though.
Huh?
She got bad though.
Go, Tom.
All right. Next pick. Dig Off Ur from Morrowind.
That's just fucking see-through, Theo.
No, it's a mask. He's
Okay.
he's like a.
Is he like a
elf.
mummy?
No, he's an elf.
Okay.
Okay.
He looks
I'm joking.
desecrated.
He's fucking ripped.
He looks
is.
dehydrated.
You can't see. His,
Dehydrated.
you can't see his long flowing black hair in that
Okay.
picture.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Fair enough.
Okay.
I love a masked.
My next pick is Sue Sylvester from Glee. You think this is hard? Try being waterboarded.
Oh boy. Hi, I'm Kirsten. I also picked a mean girl. I picked Eleanor Shellstrop from The Good Place.
Oh, yeah. I'd hear you out. Okay. I'm Maddie, and my next pick for the Hear Me Out cake is the Flame Atronach from Skyrim.
No, that's so real. No, I agree. I agree.
Here, I'm gonna.
Gonna cook it like a hot dog. You know what I mean? Next pick, Ivy from Deadlock. She's a gargoyle.
Oh.
Also, she's
okay.
a Latina, so.
Oh, good.
Of course you feel weird about it.
That's supposed to be like a diversity win?
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Okay.
made your core.
Okay, so
weirdo.
my next one is a twofer. Because I felt like they would be best enjoyed together. That sounds so fucked up. That sounds so awful. That's not what I meant. I didn't mean it. That's what I meant. And it's Kiara and Kovu from The Lion King.
You know, that is a conventionally attractive lion.
Two conventionally attractive lions.
Amazing. Oh boy. My name's Kirsten, and I brought a bubble in sunlight.
That's very wholesome.
Okay. Okay.
How would you?
Wouldn't
It
you like
pops.
to know?
I would. It.
Yeah, that's it.
All right.
It's the concept.
Sure. Okay. I'm hearing you.
Hi, I'm Maddie, and we're getting kind of obscure and kind of weird with this one. My next Hear Me Out is Tallest Miyuki from Invader Zim. There she is.
Damn, that waistline.
Oh God, she's falling.
Oh shit.
There we go. All right, my
Nice.
next pick, Elish Norn from Magic the Gathering, Mother of Machines.
I like you cut out the whole site. Oh, okay. Oh no, that's a mask. Hello? Sorry, I just can't see it.
Eh.
His next Hear Me Out is gonna be Pyramid Head.
Dude, I'm betting
Okay,
on
let me
that.
swap this out real quick.
Okay, so my next Hear Me Out. So originally it was gonna be Kovu's mom from The Lion King 2,
Yeah.
because I love an evil MILF. But I switched it out for Lyra
God.
from The Guardians of Ga'Hoole. I couldn't find a really good picture of her from the movie, but I love an evil owl MILF.
Oh my goodness. Hi, I'm Kirsten. My next Hear Me Out is Turnip Head.
I love that.
Turnip Spirit from Spirited Away. What can I say? He don't me thick. He don't me thick.
Wait. Turnip
Turnip
Head.
Head from Spirited Away.
That's from Howl's Moving Castle.
Oh, did I say it's a
Oh
Turnip
my
Spirit? Both, all of the above.
Wait, the fucking radish spirit with the big old titties?
Yeah.
Okay. I was thinking that's a different character.
And the bull hat? Yes, that one.
I was thinking of turnip
Head, the scarecrow.
It's the
I know. I
scarecrow.
put turnip head. I
I'm gonna
turnip
run out
spirit.
before Maddie.
Why is turnip in front of every word in studio?
Oh my God. God.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Can I see Tom?
Tom's having an awakening.
That's the radish spirit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Don't be thick.
Dummy
Ooh.
thick.
Don't
my
be
turn?
thick. Probably
Yeah,
tastes
I know.
real nice.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good for you.
Go,
liver.
Muffin.
You're gonna be ahead of me because I think
Okay.
we have one more.
Yeah.
I can give my honorable mention.
Yeah, okay.
I'll do my honorable mention next, and then we'll do my last.
All right, my next Hear Me Out is the final Pam.
Okay.
This is from a YouTube.
I'll have to show you that later. Oh my
Okay.
god.
I'm just a little like, what?
It's from Monster.
I mean, it looks fine. Sorry.
my last Hear Me Out is Sia from Kill 6 Billion Demons.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, I'll
Okay,
give an
yes.
honorable mention that I don't have a stick for, and then Maddie can do one of hers, and then I'll do my last one.
Okay.
So my honorable mention is also, there's two of them. There's the old lady from the Aristocats.
Yes.
And then Duchess from the Aristocats. Okay. So Maddie, you can do your.
I appreciate that. So did I just do one of mine?
Yeah, just do one.
Okay, I'm gonna get the worst one out of the way because I don't want to end on this.
I saved my worst one for last.
The one cured zombie from I Am Legend.
Oh my god.
How is that?
All right.
I'm gonna follow that up.
Sure. Mine's another conceptual one. It's the sound of the clickety clackety of keyboards.
That's just cute.
Okay.
Conceptual.
Okay, my last one is the Hat Man. from your neck pull dreams.
That's right. Mr. B.
Oh my god. Hi, I'm Maddie again, and my last one is Lena from Dress to Impress.
Slay.
Listen,
Wow.
if you hear the voice they gave this bitch.
You know what your cured zombie looks like?
Yeah.
This thing.
What is that?
His name's Meat.
Okay.
I do kind of feel like my original fear was correct in that mine were not tame, they were actually just incredibly crazy.
Okay, we all went there.
A little bit. At least yours are all people.
Well.
One of mine is literally an owl.
3 of mine are not people.
Mine are
They
common.
have humanoid shapes. Hello. So I'm currently fighting my life with this. I'm really trying to get it done before the end of the day, or to at least get like significant progress made, because I really want to have all the clips of this vlog finished by tonight, so that I can have this ready to be posted either next Sunday or the Sunday after. I've said this to myself in my head, and I don't know if this will be an actual eligible, like, a goal that I can follow through on, but I would like to be able to have a video on my YouTube channel every Sunday, and I would like to be able to have some time to edit this video, because I think despite my best effort, it is just going to be me yapping for quite a bit of time. So, that being said, it was the Mexican Grand Prix today, and I will be talking about it because this channel is only a crochet channel in appearance. Once you get deeper, you will find that it is actually just an F1 channel, with me talking about it as someone who barely knows, like, who is very much an armchair expert on this sport. To talk about today, my boy Oscar had a really bad qualifying yesterday, so he was basically P7 at the very back of all the other cars, and it was an upward battle for him. I think he did very well, all things considered, in the race to sort of pull up through the middle of the pack into as far as he could go, and then when he pitted, there was also that struggle of getting back to that position, which he managed, and I'm proud of him, and I'm hoping for a better race next week for Oscar. Speaking of bad races, brutal race for Checo. As we know, I'm a #1 Red Bull hater. I hate Christian Horner so much, and I'm constantly praying for him to be fired. But I felt really bad for Checo because it was his home race and he did really poorly. He qualified really poorly, and I saw his interview where he was talking about his qualifying yesterday. He looked literally like he was about to cry. He looked like he had tears in his eyes. I felt really bad for him, and that's an accomplishment. Like, I don't like watching drivers who were capable at one point of doing really good stuff being fucking humiliated over and over and over again, and that was what was brutal with Daniel Ricciardo, and that's what's brutal with Valtteri Bottas, and that's what's brutal with Checo as well. And it's like, there's reasons why I'm not the biggest fan of Checo, but it was rough, because like, when you have a stadium full of people who are rooting for you, which is what the Mexico City race is, it's a bunch of people rooting for Checo, it has to be very brutal to be in last place through every single race the entire weekend. And it makes me really sad, because one of my favorite races, and probably one of the races that got me interested in actually watching the sport, is, I can't remember where it was, but it was Checo, when he drove for, was it still Force India then? I think it might have still been Force India. And he basically was at the back of the pack, and he managed to get all the way to the front and win the entire race. And it's one of the most spectacular races of like modern F1, and it really sucks to watch someone who was capable of that at one point fall further and further from grace. And there could be a lot of reasons for that. I do not think Red Bull is very supportive of its drivers. I doubt that they have a sports psychologist on staff. And I imagine the pressure that, and I know based on everything that Alex has said and what Pierre has said about driving at Red Bull, like when you're Max Verstappen's second driver, the pressure is enormous. And I imagine that I can see that being very difficult. All that being said, it was a rough week for Checo and also a rough week for Red Bull in particular. Basically, Max got a 20-second penalty this week, and I was happy about it because I was not happy about the penalty last week. I know that there's sort of a wiggle room and that it kind of could go either way because technically Max was ahead at the apex. But what Lando got penalized for was the overtaking off the track and gaining a position, and technically you can only be penalized for that if the other driver was still on the track when that happened, and Max was not on the track. So Max basically shoved Lando off the track with his unique style of defending, and then got Lando penalized for not giving the position back. And, you know, I've said before that I like Max Verstappen, and I do. I really do. I'm a Red Bull hater first, though, and a Max liker second. I'm a person who likes Max second. So, it was annoying, and I don't blame Max really for doing it, because at the end of the day, I'm not gonna whine about how a driver didn't deserve a win, because at the end of the day, if they won, they won, and that's you just gotta learn to accept when that happens, and that, you know, it's not up to, like, the driver should attempt to follow the rules, but at the end of the day, it's up to the FIA to enforce those rules, and if the FIA doesn't feel like doing so, then it doesn't incentivize anyone to actually do that. So at the end of the day, it's on the FIA for being shit, and I feel like Max probably would have gotten penalized if he was anyone besides Max Verstappen, but that's my personal feelings on the matter, and at the end of the day, like I said, it doesn't matter. This week, Max fucked up real bad. Max let Checo, he kind of left a door open for, not Checo, for Carlos, driving for Ferrari, to get in front of him again. He had overtaken Carlos earlier in the race, but then he kind of left this door open for Carlos to, like, pull in front of him again. He complains on the radio about how he has no power, and he's very much upset on the radio. And then he pulls the most whack move when Lando also tries to overtake him. He forces Lando to the side, hits Lando with his own car, and then forces him off the track. And then Lando manages to sort of get back on the track. I think he kind of ended up in front of Carlos at one point, but he ends up back on the track in front of Max, I think. And then Max, like, shunts him off the track again. And it was... The commentators were very strong about it when they were talking about it. And it looked real bad as someone who's, like, kind of new to the sport. It looked pretty bad as far as I was concerned. Like, last week it was questionable and I could kind of see it either way. This week it was rough. So Max ended up getting a 20-second penalty, and I was elated about it. I was very happy that Max got that penalty because he annoyed me this week. Honestly, I thought he was being a bit whiny this week. From the 2 seconds I heard of his team radio, I didn't like the way he was bitching, and I also didn't like his fucking engineer saying Lando was whinging after Max nearly fucking crashed into him. So, like, boo fucking who? Like, Lando ends up in third behind after he overtakes Max. Max has to take a pit stop and ends up at the back of the pack with Checo. Has to fight his way back up. He ends up, trying to recall. He ends up, so is Carlos, Lando, Claire. I think he was 6th. Which good for him. He certainly did better than Checo. And Carlos wins. At one point, Leclerc kind of spins out. He's able to recover, but he gives up the second to Lando. And then Lando finished in second, which was good. I've said before, I want Lando to win the Drivers' Championship. But do I necessarily believe that? Time will tell. If he wins, I always believed he could. If he doesn't, I was always skeptical of his thing. Here's what I will say. What people have been doing online that has been annoying me, I keep seeing these Instagram comments, which, first mistake, Instagram comments are the worst. But I keep seeing these Instagram comments where it's like, I want Max to win because Lando doesn't deserve it. He just has a good car. And it's like, you are so stupid. If Lando wasn't capable and good at driving the car, he would not be second in the Drivers' Championship. Full stop. Like, dude, Checo has had a good car for this whole year. Like, maybe not the best, but certainly better than some of the other people he's been coming behind. And he's not second for the Drivers' Championship. I don't even think he's in the running, really. So, shut up. You're just being an asshole. Like, I will say, I'm not a fan of Lando. I'm a fan of Oscar, and that's the only reason I'm a fan of McLaren. Once Oscar leaves, as long as Oscar doesn't go to Red Bull, once Oscar leaves, I'm going with him. So I'm wrapping up for tonight. Here is the wrap so far. I'm gonna have to do 3 more tomorrow of the gray, and then I'll be done. I'll be honest, I don't really like it. In the pattern book, all the pictures of the model holding this make the downward angle of these lines appear that this is like the pointy end, but I'm confused because this end is also pointy, so I guess it's just a giant diamond. And I'm not, I don't know if I did something wrong, or if I really wish. My issue with the Tunisian Crochet Handbook is that there are no flat lays of anything, so I can't, and for me, I'm very visual, so I have to be able to see the whole thing to know if I'm doing it right. So what I'm really annoyed about with that book is that there's no picture of just the item just laid out, or I don't know, a full, a better display. All of them are in an angle, or all of them being waved at the air, and they're blurry at some points. The focus is a thing, and it's really difficult for me as a person who relies upon being able to see an example to be sure that I'm doing something right, to not be able to see what the piece is actually supposed to look like. I like it in theory. There are aspects of it that I'm really frustrated about. So I filmed a clip earlier today of me complaining about this book, but I just measured this thing, and my dimensions, I have 3 more rows to go, my dimensions at this point are 20 inches off of the finished dimensions for this entire thing. And I looked at Ravelry, and all the projects had they didn't say any issues. So I guess, I don't know if I just have the tightest fucking tension in the world. There's no way that this is or I did it completely fucking wrong. But moral of the story is, no matter what, I'm done. I'm tired of this, and I hate it. All right. So I finished, and I've also figured out what I was doing wrong. My tension, I was just pulling everything way too tight. And I started loosening my tension at the bottom, which is also what's caused this to kind of roll up. But you can see it kind of really towards the end, you can see it getting that more pointed triangle that it didn't have throughout the entire process. So it's a bit of a bummer that I only figured that out right here at the end. and it's definitely going to be small, but I'm hoping that blocking will loosen it up a little bit and just make it drape a little bit better, and I can't give a shit anymore. Like, now that I know what I was doing wrong, I actually feel better about it. Like, but at the end of the day, I think that you'd be an asshole if you didn't at least pretend to appreciate it. And it's the thought that counts. And you know, I learned something during the process, and now that it's all over with, I can't bring myself to care. The final steps will be weaving in the ends. I'm not doing that tonight. I have other things to do, primarily go to bed. But yeah, that's it for now. I'll probably show you one last clip of it after it blocks, just to give like a finality to it, but I'm not expecting a ludicrous amount of change from the blocking, to be real with you, but can't hurt. Hello. So I deleted the actual final clip I filmed, showing this post blocking and everything. It's pretty. I have accepted it for what it is, and I accept that it is not what I intended it to be, but it is something that built experience. And, you know, my grandma can rest easy knowing that I thought of her and did my best. So here it is, kind of just thrown over my shoulders. Again, I'm a very bulky person. And then I don't really want to wrap this around my neck. I'm already wearing a scarf, but it's a little too thick for around the neck. Well, that's gonna be it for this video. I hope you all enjoyed it. This one was kind of a long one. I'm still working on figuring out how to trim things down and how to make things sort of cohesive, but I did my best. So hopefully we'll see improvement over time. If you are interested in any of the patterns or anything that I discuss in this video, I'll make sure to put them in the description down below, as well as all of my social media links if you want to take a second and follow me there. One other thing I would like to mention is that if you live in the Salt Lake City area, I am doing a hat drive with my local knitting group, as well as a couple other organizations, and that's going until November 23rd, 2024. So if you would like to participate in that, you can check out my Instagram. I have the information as a pinned post on my account. But that's it for this video. Again, thank you for watching. Leave a comment if you have any suggestions or comments. Obviously, that's why it's called the comment section. But otherwise, thank you again.